Has Ianis Hagi thrown the cat amongst the pigeons with his statement tonight on Instagram? Will the board respond? Will the club respond to what Ianis has had to say? I'll see you on the other side. This is Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm Owen James, and this is all your latest Rangers news on what has been an extremely busy day. Lots of information coming out of the club, lots of news coming out of the club. Crowned off by a statement by Ianis Hagi tonight, released on his story on Instagram. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Oh, God, not another Instagram story. But what Ianis has said, I think, is quite legitimate. Ianis is obviously aware of all the noise surrounding the story. We heard earlier in the day on my video that I released earlier what his dad's had to say about the situation. The fact that Ianis heard that Georgie Hagi told Rangers to shut up. That the Ianis Hagi situation hasn't been correctly represented by the club. That the Ianis Hagi has never asked to leave the club, and we'll have some clarification on that shortly. Now, what has Ianis said? What does it mean for Rangers? Let's have a look at this. Now, obviously, Ianis Hagi was one of the names that has been linked with an exit this week. He's turned down a move to Rapid Bucharest. There was talk earlier in the window of him getting to Fiorentina. That didn't materialise. Hagi, Cantwell, two of the players that are tipped to be heading out the door this week. Now, this statement could change a few things. Philippe Clement has previously said that he does not see that Hagi is not part of his plans and will be leaving and has no future. But is what he's saying entirely accurate, given that that was based on an assertion that Hagi wanted to leave? This is Ianis Hagi's statement tonight. I've been aware of the noise and the speculation regarding my situation, my role, and my contract in the club. I have loved playing for Rangers and the Ibrox fans since the moment I got here. I want to make it clear I have never once asked to leave this football club. I will always make myself available, and there's always a way to navigate around any situation if there's a will on both sides. And that was communicated officially weeks ago by me and my team. By that, he means his agents. I'm here, willing, and Rangers ready to help, work, and fight for the club, team, and manager. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a statement. What a statement. So, let's take this statement and look through it. So he's aware of what's been said, obviously by his dad, by the club, by the manager. Okay, but it's clear in this statement that, first of all, that Hagi loves being at Rangers, that he loves the fans, that he has no issue with the club, with the team, and he has no issue with the fans. Okay, so that is ultimately clear in this statement. Okay, and he said that's been since the moment he started playing for us. He's also made it very clear in the statement that he says, I want to make it clear I've never once asked to leave this football club. So last season when he was sent out on loan to Alaves, he did not ask to go out on loan. Michael Beale kicked him out. This season, when he's come back to the club, he has behaved in a professional manner. He has turned up for training every day. He's played a B-team game when asked to play a B-team game, even though, of course, Cantwell hasn't and has refused. Hagi has been ultra-professional, trained, played, done exactly what's been asked of him all the time. He has never asked to leave. He's not put in a transfer request like Todd Cantwell. He's not been to the manager and says, I don't want to be here anymore. He's not come and said, I want a new challenge. I don't want to play for Rangers. He has never once said that. In this statement, he is saying that he wants to stay, he wants to play, and he doesn't want to have any ill feeling between him and the fans. Now, he says that there is a way to navigate around any situation, no matter how complicated, if it can be agreed on by both sides. Now, what does he mean by this? I think there's two possibilities to this. One, he means a situation where Clement has said that he hasn't got a future and he's been put with the B team, and he wants to try and get back to the A team and prove to the manager that he's worth a place, that he can show the manager that he is a player that we should be using. And secondly, it could be over that $6,000 alleged pay rise. Now, the rumour is, and I don't know how true this rumour is, that if Hagi plays his 100th game for Rangers, we have to give him a $6,000 pay rise, which will raise his pay to somewhere in the region of £27,000 to £28,000 a week. Now, it's reported the club don't want to pay this. Now, what this sounds to me a little bit like in this statement tonight is that he is willing to negotiate that, if that's what he's talking about, if that's what what he's communicating through the situation to work around, that he is willing to sit down, he's willing to talk to the club, and he's willing to overcome that situation, behaving like a very reasonable, very responsible adult. Well done, Ianis, for that. And he's quite clear in his statement that he's ready to play, he's ready to give his best, and he's ready to fight for the shirt. Surely, lads and lasses, all we want at the end of the day is a player who wants to play for Rangers, a player who wants to fight for this amazing jersey, a player who wants to fight for that badge. And it's quite clear that Ianis wants to be here, that he wants to be a player, that he wants to be a Rangers player. So where does this put the situation? Well, it puts the ball firmly in the court and it puts the ball firmly in the club and Philippe Clement's court now to respond to this statement. Clement may get the hump that he's gone onto Instagram to make this statement, but like I've said on a number of occasions, players have freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech for now, still in this country, no matter what you think or whatever the government may think. We do still have freedom of speech. Hagi is entitled to put out his side of the argument. It has been very one-sided so far. There is a lot of mistruths. There is a lot of things going round that are wrong about Hagi, saying that he wants to leave, that his heart's not in it, that he doesn't want to be here, etc., etc. So, look, I think for me, he's clear. He's come out and cleared all that up, which is great. I love the fact that he's had the nerve to say it, and I applaud him for it. Well done, Ianis. I applaud you for your statement tonight. You know, looking on social media, I know social media is a toxic place. There's a lot of Rangers fans now speaking up in favour of Ianis Hagi. Now, the other situation, obviously, is that we quite clearly need a 10 at the club. We haven't got a 10 at the moment. Tom Lawrence is playing there. For me, Tom Lawrence is not good enough to play 10 for Rangers. He's too slow. He's not good enough. Now, people say, well, Hagi's too slow. Well, he's not no slower than Tom Lawrence. He's a better technical player than Tom Lawrence. He's a better passer of the ball than Tom Lawrence. He's a better all-round player than Tom Lawrence. So why would you not use this player you've got, who is an international, who impressed at the European Championships, who played well at the European Championships, who played well against Holland, eventual semi-finalists, who got Romania through to the knockout phases, who played started all but one of Romania's games. This guy is an international footballer. He's technically very good. Now he's properly over his injury. He's fully fit. Why not take a chance on him? If it is that on the 31st of August, we are sat here and Ianis Hagi is still at the club, we need to sit down, talk with him and work this out. Because it's clear he doesn't want to go. It's clear he wants to play. The club need to respond and the club need to do what's right for the player and right for the team. And for me, that's get Ianis Hagi in the squad. Because I'm telling you now, if we don't sign a 10 before the end of this window, there is nobody in that squad who is a better 10 than Ianis Hagi. Alex Lowry looks like he's leaving. Tom Lawrence is not even half the player Ianis Hagi is. He doesn't appear to want to use anyone else in that position. Okay, it seems to be only Tom Lawrence that he's willing to use in that position. He's not going to change his formation to 4-3-3 and go with a flat 3. He's quite clear, obviously, in what he's doing and how he's playing, and he wants to play with a 10. So for me, Hagi has to come back in. But this statement has definitely put a smash into the board's arguments, into the manager's arguments, and into the club's arguments. Time to respond, Rangers. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. On the way out, please smash that like. And remember always, we are the people.